Hi, Kage. Welcome to From the Stage Door.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for joining me.
No worries. Happy to join.
Good. Right, first question. Have you always had a passion for theatre and performing?
Yes, always, always, always. I didn't actually start dancing till I was 17, but I remember when I was like 9, always loving dancing. There was a show called Roundhouse on Nickelodeon, um, ages ago. We're talking like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
So then at the end of the show, they'd always do like a full out dance routine, and I'd always try and copy the routine. I remember I choreographed a little dance routine with me and my friends for that end of year assembly, and that was I was like primary school, so it must have been about 9, 10. So yeah, literally just love it, love it, love it, love it. I wish I started earlier, but hey, hey.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Did you train professionally after that?
Well, I started training professionally at 17, 16. No, well, actually, I went to a dance school first from when I was 17
Right.
to 19. And then 19, I went to professional college, went to Bird. And that's when I was there for 3 years.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. What was your first ever theatre or acting job?
First ever acting job was actually Crime Watch.
Okay.
I killed someone on the back of a bus.
Okay. That's a good
Cash.
one, actually.
Yeah. So that was, when was that? I want to say that probably would have been about 2000, I think. That was my first acting job. And I think my first dancing job would have been my first job out of college, which would have been Hair the Musical.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So, which was quite unfortunate that in the rehearsals we all got naked as Hair you do,
Yeah.
and then I left my socks on and slipped and broke my foot.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So my first job, I was gutted. But I got to do it again a few years later, so it was meant to be.
Yeah. Cool. How do you deal with nerves when you're performing?
I don't know if there is a good way to do with them. I think you just have to get on with it. I think I mean, I had a couple of times the nerves were so bad. I did, when I did Dirty Dancing, I went on as a swing for a part I hadn't done that often.
Yeah.
And I was petrified. And I mean, the feeling I had, I never want to feel that again. But that's just because I just felt unprepared and I was like, I'm never doing that again. But nerves, I feel like it's good to have nerves because it means you care.
Yeah.
And I feel like once I get on stage, then I just feel like the nerves go, and when you see them people looking at you, I'm just like, and I'm just ready to go, literally ready to go. So yeah, I couldn't give anyone any advice about nerves. Let's probably just embrace it and breathe.
Yeah. Do you have any dressing room rituals that you do to get your head in the right space, or do you just get on with it?
I think I just get on with it. I don't have any rituals. Like, I know I've got some friends who like things to be really tidy, and I'm quite messy. I'm really messy. So that stresses them out. I'm like, oh my God, Kate, can you just tidy up your desk, please? I'm like, why? It's fine. I've got clothes and aftershaves and jock straps. It's like everything all over my desk. There's always a bottle of vodka because I always want, if I'm going to go out after the show, that's a little pre-drink. But yeah, I don't have anything. I just get in there. Always like a nice warm up to feel physically ready. That's the only thing is the ritual that I need to do, vocal and physical. Other than that, just get on with it, babes. Get on that stage, give them a show.
Yeah, definitely. So who was your greatest influence growing up?
It sounds really weird. I don't know if I actually had one. I think it's just from probably my dance teachers, maybe. When I was younger, my dance teachers, they were quite young as well. I think they were only probably 10 years older than I am. And some of them, yeah. So I think they were probably ones I looked up to. And then maybe when I went to dance college, probably the third years, who when I was a first year, I kind of looked up to them. but there was no one like on TV I aspired to be really. Well, I generally love Samuel L. Jackson. I love him.
Yeah.
And back then, and like now, I love Billy Porter.
Mhm.
But other than that, there wasn't really anyone I aspired to be when I started training. Just wanted to get on with it and do it, and just
work for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, and what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Play the game. I'm very outspoken and I'm very honest, sometimes too honest. And I remember my teacher was like, because I remember I was at dance college, and then and they were saying about not to go out to auditions in my first year. And I went for an audition over there, and I got to the final for a commercial. And one of my teachers went, play the game. Just like, in other words, just go, yes, okay. Because it just makes life easier. If you always keep bucking heads with people, it just makes things difficult. But just go in, do what you got to do. Just say yes, no. I mean, if something needs to be said, but if it doesn't really need to be said, why say it? Just get on with it, play the game, make it a comfortable and easy environment for everyone, because that's how people are going to remember you. Like if they're like, oh yeah, Kage was really easy to get along with, really chilled, that's going to help me get a job again. If they're like, oh, Kage really hard work, we had a lot of arguments, then that's going to not get me a job. And I learned that quite early on in my career, like, because I said I was very mouthy.
Yeah, that's good advice. What has been your most challenging role to date?
It would have been, I was doing, because I did Dirty Dancing in Germany, and I was ensemble, and my friend was swing. Then he went to do the UK tour, and he became the dance captain. And then when it was on the UK tour, someone had dropped out, and he was like, do you want to do it? So I was like, okay, cool. So I jumped in, did it, but I was swing. And with Dirty Dancing, there was 4 parts I had to cover, or 5 parts I had to cover. And the 4 ensemble dance parts were all completely different.
Wow.
Like Dirty Dancing, it's not any ensemble unison dancing really. It's all partner work, and you're all doing something completely different. So that was the most challenging. And also, I came in halfway through the contract. So when the other swings had the whole of the rehearsals to get the choreography, I never had that. And I expected to be in rehearsals all day, every day, but the dance captain was busy with other stuff. So I never really had much rehearsals, as much as I would have liked to have had. So I had a copy of the show that I could like learn the choreo from, but I can't learn choreo like that. I need something like 1, 2, and 3. I can't watch them doing it on slow-mo and then having to reverse it. And I'm like, it's just too hard. I couldn't do it. So that was the same routine I said I went on for swing, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So that was the most challenging role. But once it was in, it was fine, because it actually did. I mean, remember one time I was doing one part and someone got injured. I had to quickly jump into another part mid-show.
Wow.
Just like change a costume and stuff like that. But I love that buzz. I love that buzz. So that was most strenuous. Oh, another one, sorry, waffling. When I did, that was Dirty Dancing, I did Ghost. And then I was assistant dance captain. So then the dance captain went, he had a funeral to go to, and another 2 other people were off as well. So it was just trying to rearrange the show. And I was the assistant. So, and it was really hard to work it out. I remember I think it was like 3 people from the show were gone. And then there was no swings. We were on stage swings, so ensemble on stage swings. So having to rearrange the entire show. And also, as well as being on stage doing your scenes, you would be doing moving set as well, putting on sliders and sofas and chairs and stuff like that. So you have to not only tell people where to go and when to go, also tell them what to push on and what to take off. Probably that's the most stressful thing I've ever done. I remember when we finished that show and we bowed, I came off stage and I cried.
I'm not surprised.
I was so stressed that I was like, oh my God, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So yeah, that was probably the most problematic. Not problematic, but like, yeah, that was a lot.
I think I'd have forgotten my name by the time I came off.
Do you know what I mean? It was just like, oh my gosh, it was just like, I'm constantly looking around, making sure is everyone taking off something. At the beginning of the show, there's a desk, I forgot someone to take it off. So I walked off stage really comfortably, sprinted down stage to get this desk. And in the meantime, pulled a hamstring, had to do the whole show with like a hamstring pull. To that point, I was just like, oh my gosh. So yeah.
Longest show ever, I imagine.
Yeah, literally was. I was on the edge the entire show. Gosh. But yeah, I live for it. I live for it to live another day.
Definitely. What is your favourite theatre to perform in?
Favourite theatre? I'm not gonna lie, the Hippodrome. Yeah, I love the Hippodrome. Yeah, I think because I performed there the most. I think I've done 3 pantos there now. And I'm not just saying this as well. Birmingham, like, I think it's changed a lot since the first time I was there, but it was like a real community. Like, you'd be saying hello to the front of house staff, you'd be saying hello to the chefs, you'd be saying hello to the waiters, then you go across the road to the stage door bar, and then you'd be there with the bar, and it was just, I loved it. And I think that's what made it was my favorite time. So whenever I did panto and Birmingham, I was like, yes, I literally live for it. And even like the front of house staff, the door staff, obviously yourself, like, it was just amazing. It was just like, so yeah, the Hippodrome is probably my favorite theatre.
Cool. That's a good answer. Okay, 5 favourite musicals. Your top 5.
Top 5. The Wild Party.
Okay.
Chicago. Wicked. And it's quite difficult as well because there's ones it's my favorite I've done, and there's ones my favorite I've watched. So like Dirty Dancing, Saturday Night Fever, like my favorite shows I've done. But like to sit and watch Chicago is my all-time favorite. I mean, if I did Chicago, I could retire happy. So I think Chicago, Hairspray, Dirty Dancing, Wicked, and Wild Party.
Cool, good choice.
Yeah.
What's the funniest thing that's happened to you on stage?
Funniest thing that's happened to me on stage. That's like 20 years. I'm trying to like rethink. I think actually Saturday Night Fever was in Korea, in South Korea, and then in a part of the routine Saturday Night Fever, there's this routine like, boom, I'm gonna do this run around the stage. This one time I slipped, and then the rest of the ensemble I started on the outside in a circle.
Right.
And as I slipped, and they took out 4 of the cast as I went down. So they was like, oh, like that. And then I had to get back up again and just did it. But I remember my friend, and because I was so embarrassed, I was like, oh my gosh. When I got up and I did the routine, my friend went to me, that was the best you've ever done it. That's the best you've ever done it. Because I'm just like, oh my God, I just stacked it and they took out half the cast. Literally, because it was on this light up floor. So that when the floor gets warm, it gets really slippery.
Okay.
So I just went down and took out half the cast. Yeah, so I think it's probably the funniest, I think. There's probably lots more, but I can't really think of right now. But yeah.
Definitely. So you mentioned Chicago. What would your dream role be to do?
Dream role. I think actually, even though I love Chicago ensemble, I'd want to, because even though I'm like 38, I am one of those dancers who loves to dance. I would be happy being ensemble. I mean, it's hard when you're doing a show and you've got. I remember one of my shows I did. A friend in the car had a pair of shorts that was older than she was. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's another reason what puts me up on being ensemble, because I'm like, I've got people at half my age. But I love ensemble. I love it. So Chicago, or playing Mr. Black in The Wild Party,
Okay.
or Fiera and Wicked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be my like, oh my gosh, roles. Or even Seaweed and Hairspray. I'd love that role as well, but
Yeah.
I kind of know Seaweed is that role is too high for me, so I know I'd never get to do that role. But like Wild Party, Fiera's probably just on the cup. I think I could do that, but Wild Party, Mr. Black would be like, because I did it in college and I played that role. I was like, I know I can do it. So, yeah.
What's been your most surreal moment in your career? Like your pinch me moment?
I think doing Mamma Mia the movie and like working with Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Like having a picture of Meryl Streep and having her arms around me. I remember one time I had cut myself and I had injured myself. I'd done something when we was filming, and then Karen Baranski, Julie Waters, and Meryl Streep were around, and they're like, "Oh my darling Kage, how are you? Are you okay?" And all fuss on me. I was like, "This is amazing." So yeah, that was amazing. And then when we were on holiday, when we were filming in Greece, I remember me and my friends were at a table eating dinner. And then someone sent over a bottle of wine, and we went, "Oh, we didn't order that." And I went, "Oh no, that man over there sent it to you." And we looked over, and there's Pierce Brosnan waving at us.
Awesome, that's amazing.
So yeah, that whole filming was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it was like 10 years ago before I filmed that, probably a bit more. And I still feel like, oh my God, I did that movie. Did that movie, literally. And on all of the cast, I mean, like all those celebrities, like Meryl Streep, Colin Firth, Pierce Brosnan, they were all amazing. They were all just amazing. So down to earth, no egos. It's just like, it was just amazing, literally amazing. Best job I've ever done.
It's nice. It's nice when you know people that are at the top of their game are just literally just normal. I mean, we know they're normal, but it's still kind of Because I remember hearing stories that Meryl Streep was a bit of a diva in The Devil Wears Prada, but I think she was just in character. Yeah, that would make sense.
So then, like in Mamma Mia, she was like a loving mother, so she was just in character. So, but hey, I've got my experience with Meryl Streep. Like
exactly.
Any other opinions or hearsays, that's them. My girl was the one.
Definitely. So have you ever kept any props or costumes from shows that you've worked on?
Yeah, I think I probably stole a couple of things. Because some things they give you, some things they don't.
Yeah.
Like Mamma Mia, I had these Roberto Cavalli swimming trunks, and I really wanted to keep them. And I was like, nope, we can't have them. It's going to go into some museum. I was like, and then what else? I can't remember. Because I would take things and then it would be sitting in my house and I'd be like, I'm never going to wear this. Why did I take this? Or like, a lot of my panto costumes I really wanted to take and I couldn't. Like my Sultan of Morocco, that pink outfit was amazing. I want that so badly. And I've done that show again and I had to wear the same costume. I was like, yes. I think shoes they give you anyway. So if it's just shoes, I don't think I have taken any costumes. I can't think of anything. I forgot to my mum and dad's house. I probably just like probably stuff there. I'll be text you later. Oh, actually, I found something, Rachel. It's this one.
You can answer that. Have you ever done a job that you've left off your CV because it's been really bad?
I remember my agent told me to leave off Naked Boy Singing.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, don't put it on your CV. But then I put it back on again. But other than that, I don't think I have. I've always been quite proud of my jobs. With theatre, I've been proud of all the theatre jobs. I've never done a job and be like, what was this? Actually, I remember I did do Hair, which was a European tour. And that was a bit like, what was that? Like I found out I was a dance captain during rehearsals. I was like, and then my agent says like, I've done a lot of West End contracts and this has been the hardest contract to deal with and negotiate. But that was a difficult one. But yeah, I'm still proud of it. I still loved it. Like, so yeah, I remember we will Rock You when I got offered that job, but I was like, oh, I really didn't want to do it because I didn't want to do long distance. I was going out with a boyfriend at the time who was a bit of a cool. So, so it made it. I knew it would have been really difficult, but once I did the job, I just loved it. I loved it. So I'm just a typical. I love theatre. So if you give me a show, even if I didn't like it at the beginning, I will love it at the end, or once start rehearsal. So so nothing I've left off. Nothing of theatre.
Yeah.
Other TV commercial stuff, I might have been like, just leave that off. Yeah. But theatre is all there, all there.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Don't be so mouthy. Yeah, don't be so lippy. Don't be so know-it-all. And work harder, I think. I was a bit like, I had knee problems, always had. I was like, oh, I'm not going to hurt my knee, so I'm going to stop dancing because I want to be able to dance when I leave college. But I feel like if I just worked harder, did some exercises for my knee, because I'm one of them people, I want a quick fix. If it takes a long time, I'm not doing it. I'm really like that. I like to cut corners, it's really bad. So I feel like if I had worked on my injuries, and I felt like if I had, I don't know, just had better, and also better footwear, because I remember I had these pair of trainers that were really fashionable at the time, but they're really bad for my knees. So it would have been stopped being so mouthy and just looked after my body more.
Good advice. Okay. So who has been the most interesting person that you've worked with?
John Barrowman. John Barrowman, who I still talk to today, actually. Well, not talk to, but like little comments here and there between the pair of us. He's been the most interesting, literally hilarious. Like, and I've worked with him 3 times, twice at Birmingham and once in Manchester. He's always been great, actually. Like, he's the most interesting by far. Like, so I love that man.
Bless him. So what would be your ideal character to play in a panto?
I'd love to be the prince.
Okay.
I'd love to be a prince. It's just like, because also we've all been aware it's been happening and stuff like that, Black Lives Matter, and it'd be like, why has there not been a black prince? Why could we not be a black prince? If we're going to be in, like, it's a make-believe time, do you know what I mean? Why is there not? So I'd love to be a panto prince.
That's cool. Because I mean, we used to, like, years back in panto, we used to have the principal boy was a girl, wasn't it? So that seems to have changed now to the principal boy is a boy. So maybe that's the next step.
Yeah, because I remember like Peter Pan and Robin Hood would always be a woman, and then you have the Dame, obviously he's a man. Yeah. So then now that's stopped. It's just all men. But I'd love to be a panto prince. Nice little suave.
Any particular panto or just anything?
Anything, like Cinderella, the Prince. Any kind of lead role, basically, being a prince or a Peter Pan or an Aladdin or something. Yeah, all for that. Yeah. Or a genie, or the genie in panto.
Yeah, genie's a good one. I can see with Peter Pan though. I can see it as Peter Pan.
I am Peter Pan. I don't want to grow up.
Tell me about it.
I call myself a man-child because I'm such a baby. Like, for my birthday, I tell my boyfriend I want a Colin the Caterpillar birthday cake from Marks and Spencer's.
Every time, has to be.
That's what I want. If it's not that, we're going to break up.
Definitely. Right, quick fire round.
Okay.
Are you ready? Okay. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Sun or rain?
Sun.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Musical or play?
Musical.
Comedy or tragedy?
Comedy.
Sweet or savoury?
Sweet.
Meat or veg?
Veg.
Hugs or kisses?
Depends who from. Hugs.
Night out or night in?
Oh, usually night out, because of lockdown, I love a night in now.
That means you're getting old, don't admit that.
I'm all right.
Tour or West End run?
Oh, West End.
Favourite film?
Favourite film, Jurassic Park.
Which one, sorry?
Jurassic Park.
First one. The original one.
Any of them.
Any of them. Okay.
I love dinosaurs.
Fair enough. Favorite book.
Why I'm no longer talking to white people about race.
Okay. Ultimate comfort food.
Cake.
Colin the Caterpillar cake.
Yep, cake, baby. It's all about the cake.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me, Kage. Thank you. It's been amazing.
No worries, lovely.
Speak to you soon.
Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Bye.